I met a Buddhist monk, and he actually told me about how they had these work-study programs where you could go and live at the temple, and in exchange for somewhere to live, you would be given food and a place to live. And so I lived there for about 6 months. It was probably the most fascinating and eye-opening experience that I've ever had. The things that I learned, the things that I've seen, just the open-mindedness that I gained from living there. It's an incredible feeling to have almost nothing and be completely at the bottom and just feel that freedom. There's no attachment, there's no materialism, there's no attachment at all. It's really incredible. And then just within the next couple months, I was there 6 months, I came back to SUNY Orange. One of the things that I always regret is the fact that I really never got involved in any kind of clubs, any kind of programs. I was pretty much the kid that was just quiet in the class, didn't say anything to anyone, wasn't outgoing. I never tried to get out of my comfort zone. And this year, I've tried to completely do the opposite and get involved as much as I can, be everywhere I can, just be involved. So I guess maybe I would just say that if you're not involved in school and you have the opportunity to get involved in school, you really should, because you never know what's going to happen, you never know what's going to come from it, and more often than not, something good will happen and it'll open up a new door for you. It's all about networking, it's all about meeting new people. You constantly talk to anyone that you can. You never know what the conversation is going to happen. You should treat everybody with the same respect. You really should treat everyone equal. You should, and I feel like I'm preaching and saying what you should do, but I'm just suggesting that, I really believe in karma, and I believe what you do will come back to you. So if you can, try to treat everybody the best that you can, and try to be the best that you can be. Thanks.
I just wanted to share a little bit about my security experience. I'm originally from Brooklyn. I've been here in Middletown for about 22 years. I started out, my first experience, security experience, believe it or not, was in elementary level when they assigned some of the students to be hall monitors. So it was destined for me, I guess, to work in the security field. And in my elementary school, junior high school, they had hall monitors, and I was a part of that. I eventually got a job as I got older at Brooklyn College. I was a supervisor of security there. I relocated up in this area, and my security background followed me. I worked for a facility, Recap. They had a housing facility for unwedded mothers. I worked there. We had security around the clock, 3 different shifts, camera system. The camera system that they had there was, you was able to hear, we had speakers, 2 different floors and 20-something residents, and you could switch the camera from each floor, and you're able to hear if any situations occur. You can hear the noise. One incident happened where one of the unwedded mothers went into labor. So I'm hearing this crying sound from one of the rooms, and I'm saying to myself, where is that coming from? So I did a little patrol, and I went up to the room and to find a resident going into labor. And she panicked. She was crying, and she was on the toilet. Thank God that I was more alert to the situation, and I was able to call the ambulance and get her to the hospital. From there, working 6 years, 7 years with Recap, the doors opened. I started working for the school district in '97, Middletown High School. At this time, this school was rough back then. It was out of control. The kids did what they want at the time. They wasn't following the rules and regulations. There was a lot of cigarette smoking in the hallways, a lot of fights. Going to work was like, when you went to work, you worked for your money. You had to work. You could get 5 to 6 fights a day. And we're talking gangs, and the good thing, they provided us with a lot of training. So it took a toll. I worked the school district for 11 years. I enjoyed working with kids. My strategy was that I'm not here to get you in trouble, but to keep you out of trouble. And so sometimes it pays to do a good job, man, because it pays off in the long run. What you put in is what you're going to get out.
He died for us upon the cross of Calvary. He shed his blood for us. He was a man of sorrow. He carried his cross. The Virgin Mother was his mother. He was blessed when his son died for the world. What a great man. He's the greatest man on earth. He's the Alpha and Omega, the first and the last, the beginning and the end, the only Messiah. He said the first shall be the last, and the last shall be the first. He holds the keys to heaven. So shall it be. This is end time, harvest time. Salvation is what matters. America have to be free. They have to share their culture. They have to be what they have to be. Though they might have attitude towards their culture, but they should have spirituality in their own self. Let them believe in themselves. Grace is sufficient for their soul. So I have to say.